Welcome back to the John and Linetia Show.
And big news, John, the Pope is out of there.
Who does Pope guy?
I don't know. Why is he so famous?
But
But the Pope is retiring.
yeah, I guess it hasn't happened in like 600 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they just, they were all so, greedy, and they were all Italians too, for the most part, where they were like, oh, no way am I going to relinquish this job until I am dead. You can't take this Pope hat out of my hand. You take this Pope hat out of my cold, dead hands.
That's the rule, though. You
That's what
can't.
I think
You're
Charlton
in there.
Heston used to say.
Yeah.
So.
You're in there for life.
Yes. So, but
Unless-
apparently, Pope Benedict, Cardinal Ratzenberger, has decided at 85 that he's too old and frail, and I gotta wonder if he's kind of tired of. I'm sure he's like, because he hangs out with the cardinals, who are the ones, there's like 213 cardinals. And they all vote for one of themselves
Right.
to become the next pope.
Right.
So I got a feeling that he's, there, gets out of the Pope mobile, goes down to the Pope cave, and walking around. Maybe like he's like at the top of stairs, and he's got cardinals that are like putting banana peels at the top of stairs. Or they're like,
That's the way you see it.
They're like pushing them. They're like, hey, Pope, what's going on?
That's the way you see it.
Jumping around the corner, scaring them to see if they can give him a heart attack or
So
something.
actually, he's retiring because he's tired of the shenanigans.
I think it's because other cardinals are trying to kill him. I think it's like, okay, fine, I'll retire now. Just don't kill me.
Don't forget, remember earlier, was it this year? No, it was last year. They had the big controversy that his butler, had given out all that information.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, maybe he's trying to hide something. But wow, this is amazing. This is not something that happens all the time. It hasn't happened in 600 years. The Pope is 85 now. He said that it's because he's up in age and he's feeling weak, and he wants to retire.
You think they're gonna get like a? Think they'll elect a Muslim?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Jewish guy?
No? I heard that the other day. Probably not. No.
Yeah.
Or how about a black pope? Can I get a black pope?
Actually, it's possible. I've heard that in contention are one or two that might be from Africa or South America.
Great.
So you may get a Hispanic pope who is darker skinned.
Oh.
Or you might get maybe a black pope from Africa.
Maybe. We'll see. It seemed like it was a.
What would be great about that then is then President Obama can go visit the Pope and they can do a little one-on-one, play a little basketball.
Nice.
Is that a bad stereotype? It's not a bad stereotype.
I don't think that's going to happen, John. But nice try, though. But the question is, would a African American Pope or a Hispanic Pope be accepted? I don't know.
Who cares? It's the Catholic Church. The Pope says things that most Catholics ignore anyway. So it won't be any different. They're all the racist Catholics. Will just basically be like, well, I'm not going to listen to anything this guy say. Like Pope Yo Mama. You'll see all that kind of crap. Just like what happens with the racist jerks who don't like President Obama just because he's black. So, that's, that would be typical. Not to mention, we talk about racism here. If you've heard about like what happens at soccer games in Europe, in some countries in Europe, and they got a black player, and you got people in the stands, making monkey noises and stuff. You want to talk about horrible racism? The United States is not the worst.
I don't understand. We were all created by the same God last time I checked. I don't get it.
When was the last time you checked? I'm curious. What day and date was that?
1 million years ago.
When did you check? Was it last Thursday at 4:15?
I did.
When did you check?
Last time I checked.
Last time you checked. Well, give me the logs of all the times you've checked. I want to make sure that they match up with the logs that I've got.
Excel file.
Send me the Excel. I've got mine in Lotus 1, 2, 3. That's how old mine is. I had to upgrade it from Quattro Pro.
What?
Okay. That's how old my file is.
No, mine's in DOS.
So, there you go. So, I got 213 cardinals that are going to go into, 213 men will get together, and I think in order to elect the Pope, it starts out with naked oil wrestling. I'm pretty sure, and then I think the top 10 contenders. Then they just just move on to a naked twister. I'm pretty sure
the opinion stated in this podcast may not be opinion.
I could be wrong. I checked the Wikipedia page, and that's what it said. It said this is how they elect the Pope, and it starts with the naked oil wrestling.
The Cardinals.
The St. Louis Cardinals don't have anything to do with it.
Start the day after he leaves office, and they start nominations. You can't campaign. If you campaign, you're off the list. It's not like running for president. You can't campaign. And they're saying they're trying to get a pope in there at least by Easter.
Sure. Well, Easter's kind of important. Because of what Jesus did for the Easter Bunny.
Correct, John.
Yeah. When God hid all those eggs and Jesus helped the Easter Bunny find them.
And it's black smoke, right, that comes out of the little steeple. If it's black smoke, it means they haven't found anyone yet, and then white smoke means they found a pope.
Something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I heard through this one guy that at the Cardinal Conclave that Ted Nugent's going to be there. I heard that. I was kind of surprised at that.
He's going to actually vote?
I don't know if he's going to be involved in the voting, but he's going to be there.
I thought he was leaving the country.
Well, maybe this will be what he leaves the U.S. and goes to the Vatican.
Okay.
And
stays there.
Maybe the Pope, the Popinator or something like that.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Okay, just wanted to check.
I do know that Ron Popeil has nothing to do with it. No Popeil choosing the Pope.
Thanks, John.
You
are so informative.
Bring forth all the facts that we know. I have a feeling, though, that shortly after he retires, that Benedict will mysteriously, be gunned down by an unknown assailant.
Thanks, John. So informative. See, this is why I like doing these podcasts.
Either that, or he's going to become a private eye. I think it would be very, he goes to Barbados and becomes a private investigator for hire.
One of my friends did wonder if he still gets medical insurance and things like that.
Oh, I'm sure.
He retires.
I'm sure. But would you watch a TV show called Pope PI? Wouldn't that be?
No, I don't think I would be interested.
Be good. I guess ultimately you'd have to find out. It would probably be a short show because it'd be I need to find the killer of my brother. And he'd be one second, and he turns around and he prays to God. God, tell me who killed his brother. And then he finds out and goes, here it is.
I wish you guys could see my face at this moment. These things that comes out of John's mouth. Oh, my God. And lastly, with this story, I think the Pope said he's going to go back to his name he had before.
Oh, that's right. Ratzinger.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah, it doesn't have as much pizzazz, but he took the name Benedict, after Benedict Arnold, to
somehow I knew you were gonna say that.
No. What the real inside story is he was a huge fan of the television show The Jeffersons, and he especially loved Bentley, played by Paul Benedict.
Please turn us off right now.
I'm pretty sure everything I've said is true.
Right.
I'm fairly certain everything I've said is true.
That's why we have Wikipedia, so we can look up the truth. If it's not on Wikipedia, it's not true.
I'm sure it's on Wikipedia.
Aha. Anything else you'd like to add to the story? Anything else?
I think that they should change the title from Pope to Poop. I think it's a lot more fun, and people would love talking about him more because it'd be like, how'd the poop? What did the poop say yesterday?
This is what I have to deal with every time.
Anybody got a picture of the poop?
Thanks for listening to the John and Linetia Show.